Hello and welcome again to Facebook, where we're going to look this week at phrasal verbs as we did last week, but this time part 2. If you are watching for the first time, my name's Craig from the website mansioningles.com, where we have free material for you to improve your English, and also the podcast inglespodcast.com. And with me over there is my friend Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Craig.
That way, isn't it?
So yeah. That's right. Yeah, we get it wrong. We're in mirror. Yeah, welcome everybody. It's wonderful if you stay with us again for phrasal verbs part 2, because hopefully we didn't put you off last week. We didn't discourage you from listening to more about phrasal verbs, but we thought we would continue and do part 2 of phrasal verbs this week. So just for people who don't know me, my name's Lynn, and putitlikethis.com is my business, and I'm an exclusive online language teacher. So if any of you are interested in online classes, then you can go to putitlikethis.com and you can find out more about what I do. Okay? Right.
And let's say a quick hello to people who are just joining us live as we speak on Facebook. So Gemma's here. Hello, Gemma. Good to see you again.
Hi,
Fabiana
Hello
is with us.
again.
Maria Angeles from Aragon. Nice to see you here.
Okay.
And
Nice
Virginia. Hi.
Hi. Perfect.
And how's it going? It's going well. Yeah, I'm quite busy, but that's good. How's it going for you, Lynn?
For me, I'm really busy. I'm looking forward to my holiday. I've only got 2 weeks left, and then in August I'm going to rest.
Yeah.
But it's going well. We're doing well, aren't we, Craig? We're happy, aren't we?
We are. Yeah. It's good to be busy. Natalia's joined us. Hi, and Asiram as well. In Italy, I am sure you had a good time last Sunday with the football. If you like football, Asiram.
Yes. Football. Yeah, we're looking very happy considering that we lost the football, aren't we?
I've recovered. Yeah, my stress level has gone down. I'm okay now. Back to normal. If you're watching the replay, thank you for spending time with us. This week we are going to revisit some phrasal verbs, specifically to try to help you get your head around meanings of the particles in phrasal verbs. We did this last week. You can watch the replay on the website at mansioningles.com, and I think also on your channel as well.
Yes, I have a channel in YouTube too, where I put up our past lessons. And
on YouTube, is it Put It Like This?
It's on Put It Like This, yeah. Or you can access it through my website as well. There's a link if you want to see them again.
So Great. Yeah, you can see that if you missed it last week. And we're going to continue this week with more phrasal verbs that you can get your head around. If you did miss last week, to get your head around something is to understand it, to comprehend it, to make sense of it. So we're trying to help you understand the particles that go with some phrasal verbs so that they will be easier for you to get your head around.
And the thing that we were emphasizing last week, which we will emphasize again this week, is we're trying to encourage you to get a feeling about the sense of the particle. Now, this doesn't work for all phrasal verbs, right? Definitely not. There are many exceptions. But for many phrasal verbs, the preposition, which is part of the phrasal verb, it has a sense to it. And if you understand that sense, then you can actually understand the phrasal verb, and you can start inventing some phrasal verbs of your own, because it's true that English people are always creating phrasal verbs. Yeah. So what we were trying to look at last week was getting a sense of the particle. And last week we did the particle up, didn't we?
Yeah.
Right. Now, this week we are going back to two new participles, the sense of the word back and the participle away. So you can see that we've got these two prepositions, back and away. And the first sense that you need to know is that the idea of back is this direction. Okay, so go is that direction and back is this direction. And it has a sense of return, right? So when you go back home, you return home. Okay, we can say go back or travel back. Did we have any
Come
other
back.
ones up there? Come back.
Come back.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or away as well. If you're leaving and you're going somewhere, then you're going away from the point where you are. So it's quite logical to go away somewhere from where you are. Go away on holiday, for example.
That's right. So if you're thinking about the movement, go back is that way and go away is that way. It's that way, right? So you go away on holiday and after your holiday, you come back home. Okay.
So you said you're going, did you say you were going away or you were just
yes, we
rest?
are. No, well, yes, I want to rest, but I'm also going away to have a rest. But we're not going very far this year because of all the restrictions and the uncertainty about the travel. We've decided to have quite a local holiday, but we are going to go. Spain. We're staying in Spain and we're actually staying in the Valencian region. We're not going very far, but we are going away. We're going away from home because I want to get out of my office. I want to have a break.
And because I know we have some regular people who join us on a regular basis. Hema, for example, and Koke is here again. Heidi is a regular listener. So people who are used to being with us on a Wednesday, we are going away in August, so we won't be here in August. Lynn, I think you'll be here next week.
Yes, I'm here next week
on Wednesday, and then the following week will be Monica, and that will be the last Facebook live before we go away.
Because Monica at the moment is away on holiday.
She's gone away.
On the 28th, she's coming back. So when she comes back from holiday, I am going away on holiday.
And I'm going away in August.
And you're going away in August.
Well, I'm going away from Facebook. I'm staying here in Valencia, but I'm going away for from the internet, let's say. I'm having a rest from the internet, just to let you know.
All right. Now, some more verbs with back and away. We could think about the verb to give. So if we say give back, I want to give my book back to the library. I want to give it back, which means to return the book to the library. So if somebody lends you something and you give it back, then that's when you return it. So if somebody lends you money, you say, when are you going to give it back? When are you going to pay me back? Yeah, which is to return the money to you, right? Now, we also have, of course, with give, you can say give away. And to give away has the sense of to donate something, right? So you're not giving it back, you're giving it away. So if I give my money away, then you do not have to pay me back. Is that right?
That's right. When was the last time you gave anything away? To charity, for example.
To charity, I think last week. Sometimes I sort out my wardrobes, and I try to take things that I don't wear anymore, and then usually, if they're still in good condition, then I try to give them away to charity. What about you?
The way I give things away is if I find something in the house that I'm not using, I don't need, then I put it next to the rubbish bin outside in the street. And there are people here in Valencia who drive around or ride around on bicycles looking for things they can sell secondhand. So they go to shops and sell them secondhand, make a bit of money. So I just leave things next to the rubbish, and in a second, they've been taken away. See,
Taken
away again.
away.
They've been taken away by somebody who wants to make a little bit of money on the side. So yeah, I gave away something last week. It was an old electrical thing I had that I didn't use anymore. Before we move on, one thing I think we should mention with go away, very common when you want someone to leave you alone. So if you're working and your children come up and start bothering you and disturbing you, say, go away, I'm working, leave me alone. So that idea of go away, don't come close to me, go away means just go away, leave me alone, I'm concentrating on something.
Okay. And then let's have a look at the word put, the verb put, also a very common verb. The verbs go, give, take, put. They are terrible as phrasal verbs because you have a different verb for all of the different particles. Yeah, there's lots of different prepositions. So put is a very common one as well. Now we can put something back or we can put it away. Now with that verb, the meanings are quite similar. For example, if you have your dishwasher and you've put all your dirty plates and everything in the dishwasher and you've put the program on and then the program is finished and then you have to put the dishes back in the cupboard. So there you've got the idea of back, return. You have to return the dishes to the place where you normally store them. Or you can also say, we're going to put them away. And this idea of to put things away means to store things, store from the word, the verb, from the noun storage. So guardar in Spanish. So if you put things away, it means you put them in their original place, which is not here. Yeah. Often with my kids, I go in their rooms and I see things on the floor and I say, can you go and put those away, please? Please put it away.
Do you think you're good at putting things away or do you like leaving things out?
I'm very good at putting things away. No,
Me too.
I'm very good at putting things away.
Me too. I'm too good at putting things away. My motto, my saying is a place for everything and everything in its place. You know where to find things. When I take something out and use it, I always put it away or put it back to where it belongs. And then next time I know exactly where it is.
But there's there's a very small difference between put back and put away. If you put something back, it's because, like Craig, you have a special place for it. And that's the place it belongs. But if you put something away, it means you tidy it up so you can't see it anymore. So it might go in different places. Yeah. So for example, sometimes I have a nice desk here and I'm very ordered and I have things. And sometimes I want to find my scissors, for example, and I go in my little drawer. You can't see it, but it's here. And then I can't find my scissors. And I think to myself, I'm sure I put them away. I put my scissors away, put them back. And then I say, who has borrowed my scissors? And then one of my daughters might say, I put them away. I say, yes, but you didn't put them back. She put them away somewhere else, but she didn't put them back where they belong.
So maybe to put away is out of sight, perhaps. You can't see it, so it's away from your vision.
Vision, exactly.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, wait a minute, Lynn, wait a minute, Craig. There are other meanings to these phrasal verbs. You can use put back with different meanings and put away. Yes, we know, but we're trying to focus today on using these particles like back, away, to help you with the meaning when you see a phrasal verb and you get this idea of back and away, that you can immediately understand what the phrasal verb means. If you have any questions about any of these, please put the questions in the chat and we will answer them.
And believe me, when we come back after the holidays in September, we will do part 3 and 4 of phrasal verbs, and we'll do the more complicated ones if you want. But let's get hold of these concepts first. That would be good.
So again,
And
this
then
idea. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
go on. No, it was for
I was
you.
going to move to send back and take back. So the idea of back is returning. Have you ever ordered something online from a company like Amazon, for example, and you don't like it, it's broken, it doesn't fit, it's not the right thing, you need to send it back. So you're sending it back to where it came from. The same idea if you buy something in a shop, you physically take it back to the place where you bought it. So that idea of returning something to its original place, sending back and taking back.
And there's another, some shops, Craig, refuse to take back things that you have already bought. So, for example, if you do want to return something to a shop, when you go into the shop, you have to say, I'd like to take this back, please. I'd like to give this back.
Yeah.
And then the shop owner might say, I'm sorry, madam, but we don't take things back in this shop. Right. And then you'll be quite angry. But there are some shops that refuse to take goods back, to take things back.
So I've got a question for you, but before I ask you, quick hello to Rafa, who's listening but waiting for his customers. So hello, Rafa. Hope you're doing
Hi,
okay
Rafa.
down there, and you're keeping cool down there in the south of Spain. Lynn, have you ever taken something back or sent something back in a restaurant? Do you ever send food back?
Occasionally. Very occasionally, and it's been very bad. Sometimes meat, or more, I think actually with meat, all of the occasions has been meat. I've sent it back because it's usually because it's undercooked. And also sometimes when it's cold.
And it can be dangerous if it's undercooked. If it's
exactly.
meat,
If it depends which meat, but some meat it can be very undercooked, and then I will send it back. Sometimes I send back. I'm a little bit. I'm going to sound really particular,
fussy.
But sometimes I have sent drinks back. If I hate it in a bar, if I get a drink and it comes and the glass has got lipstick on from somebody else.
Yeah, I would send
I hate that. So
yeah.
I send that back. And
sometimes,
I say, excuse me, come and please take this back. I'm not having it.
And when I used to drink a lot of beer, and there's the frothy white, we call it in English the head of the beer, on the top of the beer. If it's too much and it's half a glass of froth and no beer, no liquid, I used to send it back and say, no, fill up the glass, give me more beer and less bubbles or fewer bubbles. Definitely.
I remember people like you. I used to work in when I was a student, I used to work in a hotel, and there used to be lots of events, and I worked behind the bar, and there were lots of events like weddings and things. And I was a very young girl, and I had never pulled beers, which was when you have a beer and you have them on draft, you pull the beer.
Yeah.
And of course, if you don't know how to pull a beer properly, you have to hold the glass at a certain angle, and you have to pull it slowly, and you have to wait and then pull a bit more. Then you get a lot of head. And I had lots of people like Craig who used to send their beers back to me.
Well, if you pay for it, if you're paying for the beer, you want the beer. You don't want the bubbles. But it's not an ice cream.
But Craig, that's very cultural, because when I lived in Germany, if you order a Pils in Germany, a Pils has to have a head, a Pils. And if you get a Pils that has no head, that's when the people send it back to you. It takes in, I remember when I lived in Germany, I went to a bar, and it used to sell Budweiser Pils, but it was brewed in the Czech Republic. It's beautiful beer. And it took 7 minutes to pull a Pils.
Wow.
And they used to have a system behind the bar where they used to have, they kept pulling them, but they kept putting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And it took 7 minutes to pull a proper Pils, because
also,
they wanted a head.
but the difference in Germany, you can have a big head because the glasses are like 10 feet tall. The glasses are huge. So you can have a big head. You've got so much beer in the glass.
I think we have to get back to our topic of phrasal verbs.
Let's return. Let's get back to what we were talking about. Enough beer for today. Norma's saying there are a lot of phrasal verbs. Yes, there are, Norma. There are a lot of phrasal verbs, and we apologize for having so many, but you don't have to learn them all. And as Lynn said last week, usually we use them when we want to be informal. It's very informal language. So you usually hear them in speech and use them when you're speaking, and occasionally write them in informal English, but you don't usually read a lot in formal English and in books. So anyway, moving on. Number 2, we look at the sense of being inside, or dentro in Spanish, and outside, fuera, in and out.
In and out. Now, they're 2 particles that are on many, many phrasal verbs, right? These are a little bit easier because I think people understand the idea of in, inside, and out, outside. So let's look at some examples then, shall we?
Bring in and bring out. Now, washing comes to mind. If you have washing outside and it starts raining, doesn't happen often in Valencia, but you have to run and bring in the washing. You can also separate that phrasal verb, bring the washing in, if it's raining. And bring out. Can you think of an example of bring out?
Yes. Now, this is a little tricky here because let's stick with the washing, right?
Okay.
So if I am inside the house and it starts to rain, I want to bring in the washing. I want to bring the washing towards me, and I am inside, right? However, if I'm at a garden, let's say I'm having a barbecue in my garden, and I am outside and my husband is inside, I might shout to my husband, hey, can you bring out some serviettes? And that's to do with the word bring. Now, the difference between bring and take, which is also a little bit to do with movements. Bring is always when something is coming towards the speaker. All right. So I say, if I'm inside the house, bring the washing in to me. If I'm outside and I'm speaking to somebody inside, I'm outside and I'm saying, can you bring something out to me? But the idea of bring is towards me, right? Now, take is the other direction, right? So I can say, can you take out the serviettes? If I say, please take out the serviettes, then I am inside the house and I'm asking my husband to take them outside. Is that clear? I hope that's clear.
And I think if you are a Spanish speaker, maybe it'd be easier just to think of traer and llevar, which you have in Spanish. And I think it's a very similar idea of movement. But more examples with take out, other things you take out. If you have a dog, you would take out the dog. Have you taken the dog out today? You need to take out the dog before you go to sleep. You also take out the rubbish, something I'm often being asked to do. Craig, can you take out the rubbish? So you're taking it from the inside to the outside. Take out the rubbish. And if you're an American English speaker, take out the trash or take out the garbage.
Okay, and then we have move in and move out. So
Coque says, "Que Leo." yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess, Coque. Yeah, we agree.
Yeah, but it keeps us in a job, Coque. It's really good for us. We'll never be unemployed, we hope.
And João, I think João, is that how you pronounce your name, João?
João.
I think that's is that a Portuguese name, João? I think. There's a song from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, very good band, very good group. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yeah. What does that mean exactly? Well, in the context of songs, sometimes it's difficult to know exactly what they mean when they write the lyrics. The lyrics are the words of the song. I'm guessing, because I know that song, that it could be meaning, how can I explain it? Just release your inhibitions. Just be completely natural lose yourself in the music. That could be one explanation, but it depends on the meaning of the person who wrote the song. And as we said before, these phrasal verbs do have multiple meanings. So
but
there
we
are
had that
different...
we did mention earlier, give something away. We gave away our clothes, which means to donate.
Yeah.
And so if it's like Craig has described, it's just sort of an extension, a metaphorical extension of that. If you give yourself away, it means you are very extrovert. You keep nothing back.
You release yourself.
You release yourself, and you let everybody have you, if you like. Give it away. Possibly. I don't know that song. I don't know the song.
So Joe, you have to ask the Red Hot Chili Peppers exactly what they mean by that. I'm sure somewhere on the internet there'll be an explanation.
So I was doing move in and move out. That's quite easy. So when you buy a new house or you rent a new flat, then obviously you move in, which means you move your furniture and you start living there. And when you decide to go somewhere else, you move out.
When did you move into your house where you are now?
18 years ago.
You moved in 18 years ago.
18 years ago, yeah. And you?
We moved in here a bit longer than that. I think about maybe 20 years ago. But my sister recently moved out of her house. She had quite a big house. She moved out of her house 4 months ago, and she stayed with a friend for 1 month, and she moved in to where she is now just 3 months ago. So she's recently moved in to a new house.
Okay. And then the next one we have let somebody in or let somebody out. Now, let, in this sense, you maybe know the word let in the sense of allow. And it's a little bit like that. But if you let somebody in, it means you allow somebody to enter your house. So if somebody's at the door, and let's say my husband goes to the door and he sees somebody he doesn't recognize. I don't think my husband, he has met you, Craig. So, but maybe a long time ago, maybe he won't recognize you. And he might say yes. And then if I see that it's Craig, I say, oh no, let Craig in, let him in. It's Craig.
Keep him out, you might say. You might say, no, keep him out.
Don't let him out.
Don't let him in.
But let him in means allow him to enter. Now, when you let somebody out, that's obviously you allow them to leave. But we also use the verb let him out. Shall I let you out? Which is when you accompany somebody to the door to show them the way to leave. So, for example, if there's a lot of people in the house in a party and you've invited people, and then maybe Craig says to me, Lynn, I want to leave now. And I'll say, oh, that's a pity. But don't worry, I'll come with you. I'll let you out. Now, obviously, I'm not keeping him as a prisoner, but it's a polite thing to do that I accompany him to the door and I let him out. Or sometimes we say, I see him out. I'll see you out, which means
that's very common in a formal situation, isn't it? If you go for a job interview, for example, there's usually an assistant or a secretary or somebody to see you into an office and to see you out to the elevator, for example, and to accompany you, to go with you. Just one quick thing. We spoke about the dog, where you take the dog out, because dogs don't usually go out by themselves. So you have to physically take the dog out and then go back with the dog after. Whereas if you have a cat, you would let the cat out, because cats often go independently. So the same idea with a person, you open the door to let the cat out. And then if you hear, then you have to let the cat in, because the cat wants to come in. So you open the door and allow the cat, or let the cat back in.
And the same with children. If you have very, very small children, very small toddlers, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, then you take them out to play. And when you have teenagers, when they grow up, you let them out. You don't take them out.
Marcos is saying, podría ser dejarlo ir. No, that would be let someone go.
I think, do you not think, sorry, Craig,
someone, let me go.
I think Marcos might have meant, because that came up when we were talking about red hot chili peppers. I think with give it away. I think that's what he meant.
But that's not right either. No.
Déjalo ir, no?
Déjalo ir, I would say, let him go, let her go, let me go, allow them to leave. Yeah.
To leave.
The policeman, for example, would say, we're not going to charge you, we're going to let you go. So you're free to leave.
Okay.
And
next one. Come in, come out. Somebody knocks at the door. Come in. Now, what does come out mean? Because that's different, isn't it, Craig?
Come out. Well, I think it's useful to look at come and go separately.
It's a bit like bring before, isn't it? It depends where you are. If you are in the garden and Craig is in the house and I want Craig to come to the garden, I'll say, Craig, come out.
Or come here, come to where I am. And go is ir if you're a Spanish speaker, and come is venir.
Exactly.
So it's easy. If you're not a Spanish speaker, I apologize, but that's very easy for Spanish speakers to understand. So you're coming to a place and you're going away from where you are now. So coming in to a place is coming inside, and going in and going out is leaving.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Any questions so far? Come in, ven. Yeah, entra. Yeah. Exactly. Right. Where are we? Here we are. Moving on, we've got 5 of these groups. Let's see if we can get to all of them in the next half an hour. So the next one, the sense of gathering. To gather is to bring together. So imagine you've got clothes on the floor, dirty clothes all over your bedroom. If you gather the clothes together, you collect them in one place. If you have papers all over your desk and you want to put them in a nice pile, in a nice neat pile, then you would gather your papers in. Again, that idea of direction, to gather them in.
This way. This is this way.
Hacia adentro.
And then the other idea is out, of course, which is that way, right? Before we were saying the sense of inside a building and outside and the free air. And now what we're talking about is a little bit more metaphorical. So the movement in and the movement out. Okay. So let's have a look at some verbs here, right? These are a little bit. So we have the first verb, which is, for example, to bring in. Now, we can use this one with somebody. Bring him in. Can you bring him in? Now, you might have seen this if you watch the crime series. If you're a fan of any of the crime series, they say, we're going to bring him in, which means that the idea is that they're going to bring the criminal and they're going to arrest him or bring him to a place to be questioned. All right. So this is the idea of we're going to gather him up. He's not free to go around. We're going to catch him, but bring him in, which means we're going to bring him towards us and then we'll question him. And then afterwards, maybe they'll decide whether they're going to arrest him or not. Now, we also have...
One second before we go on. Gemma's saying reunir, juntar. Yes, that's a good description of the word gather, but not necessarily for the idea that we're trying to communicate here of bringing something in. It doesn't translate to that, Gemma, exactly in Spanish.
Okay. Now,
that's the problem.
Here are some more verbs. Now, we've got bring in, reel in, let in, and then we've got out as well. Now, let's think of something else. Let's think of fishing. Right. So when you're fishing, you have a big stick, a fishing rod. That's called a fishing rod. And you have a line. And then usually they throw out the line, right? And the line goes in the water. They cast. That's right. Cast the line out.
I'm not a fisherman. Right? I'm not a fisherman.
You cast the line out, and if you feel the line moving and a fish has bitten on the line, then you have to bring the fish in. You bring the fish in. Right now, another word for on the fishing rod, there's often like a little thing that you wind, and that little thing that you wind is called a reel. And we use that verb reel for reel in, reel out. So when you're doing this is reeling in, and when you do that, you're reeling out. Okay, so you can bring the fish in or you can let it out. Okay, and again, it's that idea of collecting, bringing the fish towards you, gathering it up, or releasing it. Okay.
There's also a similar idiomatic meaning that I think is quite funny. If you're teasing someone, if you're saying something to try to make them believe something that's not true, if somebody's gullible and you're telling them something to be funny and you do this, that's the idea that you're not telling the truth, you're making fun of the person. You're telling them something that's not true for a joke. So you're teasing them. Yeah. Imagine someone's bought a new car and they're showing you the car. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, what a lovely car. And then you go round the back of the car and you say, when did it get scratched? When did someone hit the car? And they run round and it's fine. It's just, you're just making a joke. So you're reeling them in. You're teasing them.
But we also have another phrasal verb. Ooh, now, if it's complicated now, close your ears because I'm going to say something complicated. But there is another phrasal verb for doing exactly that, which is to wind somebody up.
Which is similar meaning, isn't it? To wind, like it's a watch.
To wind, or a clockwork figure. When you do this turning, this is to wind up until it's tight. And then it releases like a clockwork figure, these old little toys that used to have a mechanism, and then the soldier used to, or a duck or whatever, and it would run. So this idea of reeling until it's tight on a clockwork mechanism, that is to wind up. And it's the same thing we say when we're playing a joke on somebody, we say I'm winding you up, or I'm reeling you in.
Seham's put something because he didn't quite hear the pronunciation.
Wine up, no.
But that should be a phrasal verb. Now, we should invent a phrasal verb today, because if you drink wine, then you can fill up the glass, which in Spanish is llenar. So you can fill up the glass with wine. But to wine up should be to drink too much wine, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
We learned last week, if you were here last week, Siam, we said eat up. Or drink
finish.
Up, yeah, which means to finish, because up means to finish often. So drink up. So if you wine up, let's wine up.
Finish the bottle. Finish the bottle. All of the bottle. Yep. But no, it's actually to wind someone up. And be careful of the pronunciation, because it looks like wind, but it's I, the vowel sound. So it's wind up. And if you have the old watches that you wind up, because they're clockwork, then that's the meaning. Take in and let out.
All right. Now here we talked about people. So let's think about two different types of people: refugees and criminals or prisoners. Right? Now, often we talk about we are going to a country or a town or a community will take in refugees, which means to give them shelter, to protect them. Right? So we're going to take in, to assimilate, if you like. We're going to take in refugees. And then we have the opposite effect, which is to let out. We're going to let out the prisoners, which means we're going to release them. When did they let you out of prison, Craig?
Well, it was a long time ago. They let me out a long time ago, and I'm still hiding from the police. I'm still on the run. That's why I live in Spain.
They let you out.
They let me out of the prison in the UK, and that's why I live here in hiding, and that's why I never go on the internet and I never do anything publicly. Have you ever wanted to take someone in for Christmas? Like take someone in who maybe is sleeping on the street? I've often wanted to, but
yes,
I never have.
I've never been brave enough, I have to say.
Me neither. I'd like to, one year
yes.
I'd like to take someone in for a few days. And
yeah, I have, but I've never been brave enough. I know. I feel very, I think people who take in homeless people or take in refugees, they are very, very brave people. I admire them a lot. I admire them a lot. Mm-hmm.
They are.
And
that's it, I think. Shall we go?
No, we had take in and let out. This is the last one.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Which this is important. This is to do with your waistband or your clothes. So if Craig.
So I wanted to move on quickly, but you didn't.
You didn't want it. So imagine Craig eats too much food at Christmas and his trousers get tighter and tighter. Then maybe your wife, Craig, has to, or you have to let out your waistband, which means you have to change the clothes. You have to unpick them, and then you have to sew them again to release the waistband to give more space. And then maybe in March you go on a diet and you lose weight, and suddenly your trousers are falling down, and then you're going to have to take them back to the tailor or maybe you can do it.
That was
to
the first
take them back. Maybe you can take it back to the person who is going to alter the clothes for you, and she will take in, or he will take in your clothes. All right.
Yep.
So we have take in and let out. Now we use that for changing the size of things, right? But this has the idea of making smaller, sheltering or releasing. Okay.
Yeah, because you can let out air from your tires as well. If you have too much air in your tires in your car, you let out air, you're releasing air. And both of those phrasal verbs are separable. You can separate them. You can put the object in the middle. And with clothes, you could take a skirt in if it's too big. You can let your trousers or your jeans out and just put the object in the middle, or at the end, let out the trousers, take in the dress, etc.
Okay.
Connecting, number 4. 2 more to go.
Number 4, connecting.
This is also fairly easy, I think, for you to connect to. So to connect something on or disconnect off. For example, you can...
well, put the examples.
I'll put the examples, Craig. Yeah, turn something on and turn something off. Thinking of a computer, an air conditioner, a radio. Well, radio, maybe not so much. A television. Turn off, turn on. You're connecting it to the electricity, and you're disconnecting it. Or you can say switch on and switch off. Exactly the same meaning. And again, you can put the object in the middle. Can you turn the air conditioning on? It's very hot in here.
And it's not only electrical connection, right? Because it can also be like human connection. So I can say, people who smoke, they turn me off. Yeah. So or a bad habit, I disconnect. I don't really like it. Yeah. And if something turns you on, then it means that it attracts you. Okay.
Some people have a smoking fetish, don't they? Some people get turned on when they see people smoking.
Maybe.
So it could have it could have a positive effect on you.
Or other things. What turns you on? What turns you off, Craig?
What turns me off?
Big feet turn me off. I hate big feet.
Well, actually, feet don't turn me on, but big feet, would turn me off, definitely. Yeah.
Smoking doesn't really turn me off. It doesn't turn me off too much. I don't mind smoking.
No, I mean, it doesn't bother me either. Norma's saying take out clothes.
That's correct. That was for the clothes, she said earlier when we were talking about releasing.
If they're too tight or too loose, but also earlier on we had the idea of taking in the washing or taking out the washing, didn't we? So physically you could take the washing outside and hang it up. There's another phrasal verb, colgar, hang up the washing to dry, but first you need to take it out to the balcony or take it out to the garden.
In the north, we use the word clothes for the washing. We say, take the clothes out. And we don't mean clothes in general. We mean the washing. Yeah.
Interesting.
Do you not say that in the South?
No.
You say, take the clothes in? Bring the clothes in. And
bring the clothes in or hang them out.
Hang the clothes out. Yeah. So we do use the word clothes and we actually mean the washing. The clothes that are being washed.
Yes, Norma, a refrigerator is definitely something you could turn on or turn off as well, connect or disconnect from the electricity. And Leslie says, I connected myself with nature.
No.
You can say I connect with nature.
Yeah.
Not myself.
Connect with nature, not yourself. I connect with nature.
I connect with nature.
And we also wouldn't really say nature turns me on. Would we?
No.
We wouldn't really say that. We wouldn't use that. So no, not really. I think you what we actually say in English with nature, I think it's a very unique thing, is we say, I feel at one with nature. Shall I put that in the chat? How do I do that, Craig? Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah.
I think you can do it better than I can.
Can you repeat it?
I feel at one with nature. It's an idiom, Leslie, and that I think captures. I feel at one with nature, which means that you feel part of nature. You are a part. Nature and you are the same thing, and that I think that's what you're trying to say when you say I connect myself with the nature. I feel at one, which means I feel like one whole. Okay.
And I think we need to explain to turn on in a bit more detail. Turn on is very often used in a sexual way. Things turn you on. For example, men with beards turn me on, or blonde women turn him on. So it can
red lipstick turns me on.
That does turn me on. Actually,
it's true. Anyway. It is true. It's the turn on and that I said before with connect. It's more than connect. It really does mean a sexual sense.
A sexual way.
It's to excite you in a sexual way.
Although it can have another meaning. If someone turns you on to something, they introduce you to it.
But that's turn on to, isn't it?
But that's turn on to. So you need the to there. For example, Lynn turned me on to this fantastic website for shopping for clothes, for example. So if you turn someone on to something, you introduce them to it. So that's not with a sexual context.
Turn off is used more widely, isn't it? Like when you don't like it. So it can be used in a sexual context, but there's more widely we use, it turned me off, when I saw the food come out, the way the steak was and the way they put the potato, it turned me off. The color turned me off.
The chef was cooking the food and smoking a cigarette at the same time, and it really turned me off.
Yes.
I didn't want to eat in that restaurant.
Okay.
And then turn on. Yes, exactly. Very good.
Okay.
And finally,
the last one.
Doing good for time. We're doing really well with time. So position.
The thing is, though, I want to know: have we turned you all off phrasal verbs now? Because we do know that they're very complicated. So I do hope we haven't turned you off. No.
We hope this is helping you in some way. So our final grouping perhaps of phrasal verbs with the sense of something. It's the sense of placing something on or off. For example, put on and take off.
Mm-hmm. So this to do with clothes, right?
Put on a jumper, put on a coat.
On your coat, you are putting it on top of yourself. And when you take it off, you are taking it away, if you like. All right. So we have things. We also have on the table, put the glass on the mat, on the coaster, take it off. Okay. Put the kettle on, put the kettle off. Well, that's not position. That's sorry.
That's my switch
Take
it
that
on.
back. That's switch on, switch off. Sorry. So physically on something, like the glass is on the mat, and something is not on the table, or it is off the table. Okay. Get on. Now, then we have physical objects, and then we have for transport, to get on a bus.
Mm-hmm.
Just climb on top of the bus or inside the bus, yeah. And you get off the bus, which is when you leave the bus. We also have a plane and a train. We say get on a train, get on a plane, get off a plane, get off a train, get off a bus, get on a bus, and a boat as well. But the exception is the car
and the taxi.
And the taxi. So anything that's a car and a taxi. And for that, we say we get in the car and we get out of the car. And that's because I think it's a very small space. So the idea is that you get in and you get out. But everything else that is bigger, like a plane or a bus or a train or a boat, it's more the idea that you're getting on it. Okay.
Also, motorbikes, camels, horses, and elephants, anything you physically get on top of, you're getting on them and getting off them.
Everything is get on and get off, except the car and the taxi.
Correct.
I think, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
For transport. Okay.
Before we review, there's just one more thing that's occurred to me with, where is it? Switch. We said turn on and turn off. Oh, there it is, one before. And switch on, switch off. So I think that's fairly easy to understand the way we explained it. But there's another meaning of switch off, which is very similar, but not connected with electrical appliances. If you're watching a really boring presentation or someone speaking to you and your mind drifts away, you can say you switch off. Like, there was a really boring meeting, and halfway through the meeting, I just switched off. So it is similar. You're physically turning off, switching off your brain because it's so boring. So that
we do hope that you have not switched off.
We hope you're still with us.
Switch off.
And as Norma says, going back to the last two, get on Subir, get off Bahar. Exactly. And as Siham said, get in the car.
That's right.
Okay, let's quickly go back then and review what we've covered so far. So the first one, the sense of return, leaving and going away.
You said, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back. Let's return
wasn't
to the beginning. But it's everywhere. Let's go back and to the beginning. So we have this idea of go back, which is return. And go away is the other direction. It's that way, right? So go back is to return, and to go away is to leave, right? So we had the idea of send somebody away, put something away, give something away, which is donate, okay? I send you away.
And the second group was the idea of being in and out. For example, bring in the washing, take out the rubbish, etc. Move in, move out, and to let somebody in, let somebody out. So the idea of direction, being in or being out.
And then we had this idea of the sense of gathering or releasing, right? So we had options here. Can you put up some of the verbs? Yeah. So bring the criminal in, or bring the fish in when you're fishing, or let it out, which means let him out, let him release him, like he can go away. And you can also say reel out the fish. Okay. So gathering in or releasing out.
The number 4 was the sense of connecting something and disconnecting, on and off. So turning on, turning off any electrical appliance, switching on, switching off, etc.
Mm-hmm. And then physical sense of position, because these prepositions on and off are prepositions of location. Yeah. So on is this direction, on top of something, and off is that way. So when we talk about transport, we often say get on a bus or get off a bus. We said all sorts of transport: camels, horses, boats, trains. Everything is get on and get off, except for cars. Cars is the exception, which is to get in and to get out. And then we had also clothes, to put on clothes or to take off clothes. Okay. And if you take off all your clothes, you might turn somebody on.
Or turn somebody off, in my case. Because I need to let out my trousers because I put on too much weight. So that was fairly basic phrasal verbs with some explanation of the literal meaning of these particles. We will be doing some more complicated phrasal verbs, more idiomatic meanings of these phrasal verbs, probably in September when we come back from going away for the summer.
For the summer, yeah. So I do hope we've helped. I don't know whether we have or not. I do hope we have.
We tried.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you've put it like this. This is my website. Just to remind everybody, okay, I'm an online teacher, and I make my courses to help you reach your own individual objectives in English. So if you're interested in online classes, you can go to putitlikethis.com and you can see what I do. There's also a page there which is called Latest News, which was where you'll find the links to these classes that I do with Craig on Facebook. And there's also a link there to my YouTube channel where I put up all the old classes. But you also put the old classes up on your Facebook page, don't you, Craig?
Not on the Facebook page. You can find the old classes on the Mansion Inglés
website. Mm-hmm.
And actually, if you're interested in studying more phrasal verbs, I'll just put the link quickly in the chat, because we do have, it's not a course, it's a collection of phrasal verbs that you could study with help in Spanish. So if I can share my screen just for a second and show you this, if it works. I don't know if you can see that.
I can't see anything yet. Now it's coming. Oh, it was coming.
It was coming.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
You can't really see that properly. That's not working.
Very small.
I'll tell you about it. It's where are we? It's phrasal verbs in English, and it's an electronic book with 340 phrasal verbs más habituales en inglés, so the ones that we use on a day-to-day basis.
340.
340 with explanations in Spanish.
With that.
Yeah. 205 pages, and it's a list of explanations and examples. If you're a Spanish speaker, I think it's particularly useful because it will give you explanations in Spanish to the phrasal verbs. It's $4.99, and you can buy it on the website by following the link I've just put in the chat, I think.
Great.
So there you go. I'll put it again. Don't think it came out. Anyway, Thank you for watching.
Norma has said she doesn't want me to go on vacation. That's not fair, Norma. I need to get away, but I will come back.
Yeah, we'll be back in September. But remember, we will be here.
Yeah, we're back next
Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And should we tease them? Should we tell them what we're going to talk about next week, or should we leave it as a surprise? What do you think?
I don't know. I think we could turn them on if we tell them what we're going to do next week. I
don't think it will turn them on.
Yes, it will. It's not phrasal verbs part 3. No.
We've got some, I think, 14 really useful, commonly used colloquial expressions in English that will help you improve your English and sound more like a native speaker, more like Lynn and I.
Now, we did that.
Us next week.
We did that class. We did 14 expressions a couple of weeks back. And we also decided that we're going to do version 2, part 2. So we're going back to that topic because we thought it was a good topic, and we are going to extend it and do more colloquial phrases.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see you again for that next week. Thank you for watching this week, and have a good week and take care of yourselves.
All right. Yes. Have a nice week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.